You got to see what they did to us. You got to see how they built these dungeons underground.
I want to share you guys a story about my country. I'm from Nigeria, and in my country, in my hometown, there is this masquerade that normally comes out at midnight. Okay, the pregnant women are not meant to see this masquerade. They are not meant to observe the ceremony or whatever. And before this masquerade performs, there will be in front of it, either a goat, a lamb, or whatever for sacrifice. This masquerade will then come out and perform, and does it acrobat. And next thing you will see is fire coming down from the sky and burn that sacrifice. This happens in my country till yesterday, even to today. It still happens. Okay? All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. If I tell you a story, I just told you one story now, or let's say a documented history, does that story become your personal reality? Think about that for a moment. Why am I saying this? I watched a video a couple weeks ago. The video of the door of no return in Ghana. And in the video you hear, this is the door of no return. This is where millions pass through. This is your history. Something struck me. Yeah, I want to challenge that concept. Because I see people crying, I see people feeling emotional and the rest. And I was like, wait, history is true, right? Yeah, fact. What happened happened. But just because something like that happened decades ago does not mean it's happening to any of you here today. All right? Listen, we inherit history, we inherit stories, we inherit narratives that we do not inherit experiences we didn't live. My grandfather, your grandfather may be enslaved, my grandfather may be enslaved. But you, are you enslaved? Are you colonized? When we hear people say, oh, we were enslaved, oh, we're colonized, oh, there is racism, I want you to understand what's going on there. They are only repeating a story, just the way Stanley just told you a story. You were not there. I just told you a story. And me telling you this story, I got an agenda. So you hear people say things like that, they're only repeating, they're not saying their own experiences. They're only repeating a story that they were told. Listen very attentively here. When you believe in a story that it is true, you will spend your entire life searching, looking for evidence to prove that is true. And I'll let you know how. When you believe there is racism, you will see racism everywhere. Why? Because you are filtering reality through that belief. That is to say, you are not living the present moment, but rather you are living through a narrative about the present moment. Toastmasters, whoever must have told you those stories, whoever must have packaged those stories. I'm not disputing the fact that those stories didn't happen. I'm not disputing the fact that history ain't fact. But the problem here is whoever must have told you those stories have an agenda. You were not there when your grandfather was having chains all over. But because you believe in that, you are now wearing that chain in your belief, in your wrist today. We're not here to dispute whatever that must have transpired. But for once, we are not the story we carry. But why do we keep living the stories we carry is because we are not grounded with whom we are. So once you're not grounded, anything can always sway you. You can always dazzle to the story and you become the one to amplify the story you carry. So let's imagine the possibility, not for you, but for all of us, when we stop weaponizing the stories we carry. When we can then say, yes, what happened happened. Yes, it mattered. Yes, It was awful, but it doesn't define who I am today. That is not my reality today. That's neither your reality today. That way, we are not ignoring the past, but rather we are not allowing the past to consume the present moment. Folks, we are here today. We are peace. We are free. Listen, no matter the story, no matter how painful, no matter how hard that story was, there is something you have today. The awareness you have today is more stronger, more powerful than whatever stories you might be carrying. And guess what? That awareness is free for you all. So the question isn't what happened before you were here. The question should be, now that I am here, am I aware enough to decide, choose what I am doing with my life? Thank you very much.